What's going on, people? My name is Aaron and welcome to UX Crypto. And yes, it is the last day of this year. So happy new year. I hope you've made it through this year, in good health and safely and done pretty well out of the market as well. So yeah, shout out to all of you guys who have done pretty good in this crypto market. And someone, it's morning for them. So Lola, happy morning to you. I hope you're doing good. It's not morning for me. It's like midday. And yeah, happy new year. So yeah. And yeah, UX, man, happy year. Thank you. It's going to be a good 2024. I totally agree. It's going to be really, really cool, man. So, from the title, right, of this, I've got a ridiculously crazy potential gem for you, right? But it's risky, all right? So I know you're in crypto, so, you like risk and I like risk. So this is why I'm going to show you this one today. And it potentially has a good user case, right? And yeah, we've got another dude right here from the UK. So hi from the UK. I'm from the UK as well. So yeah, man, good to have another Brit in the house. And yeah, cats, let's go. So like I said to you, let's go straight in and I'll show you this high risk play real quick. Okay. So this high risk play is called Interlay. Oh God, I rhymed on that one. All right. So yeah, the high risk one right here is this. Maybe you've heard of this, maybe you haven't. But either way, I'm showing you this at ridiculously low prices. So it's only a 1.7 million market cap, tiny little tiny gem. All right. As in, maybe you think it's good, maybe you think it's bad, but I'm going to point some stuff out to you, which is good and bad, right? So this is where you want to weigh this one up. But the user case for this is pretty damn big. So I'll quickly show you the site. All right. So one app, all things Bitcoin DeFi. Okay. So, layer 2 on Bitcoin. So all of that. And yeah, like someone said in the chat, risky. It is risky. I totally agree. Right. But I'll show you why you might want to consider it. Okay. So good and the bad. So one app, all things DeFi, right? So this is, look, a layer 2 scaling solution for Bitcoin. So this is in the same realms as, like Audi, Mint Layer, and obviously scaling Bitcoin, right? So something definitely you want to pay attention to, and all different types of ways to do that. And this one is obviously a little bit different from those, and I'll show you why. But look, some of the stuff you can do on here. So it's a one-stop shop for Bitcoin DeFi. So you've got swapping on here, and you've got borrow and lend, and you've got multi-chain. Okay, multi-chain BTC. So literally be able to multi-chain inside of this, stake your BTC as well. So, some really good things that obviously stuff that you could do on Ethereum and other chains, and you're bringing it to Bitcoin. So pretty good of a user case, right? And then some other stuff around it. So your keys, your coins, decentralized, obviously is Bitcoin, secured by collateral. So I'll get into that in a second. And then scientifically proven security. And yeah, pretty cool. So you've got IBTC, the trustless way to earn with Bitcoin. So put your BTC to work with DeFi, secured, 100% transparent, decentralized network, fully covered by insurance. So, it's giving you quite a good little thing there. And then you can lock your coins away, mint, BTC DeFi, and redeem. So obviously that we've got a couple of auditors as well. So it's been audited by 4 different places, right? So, that's good to see on here. I think there's actually more as well. And then look, growing ecosystem. So it's already integrated into these ecosystems. All right. So you've got Kraken, Ledger, Moonbeam, and obviously I'll show you why Moonbeam in a second if you don't know what this coin is. And you've got 30 different ecosystem applications. We can click on that in a minute. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'll click on that in a minute. Anyway, and then we've got supported by these backers, right? So these are the VCs. So you've got some pretty good VCs actually. Look, you've got Nexo, blockchain.com, and a couple of other ones as well. But these two are quite big anyway. So some good backers, man, some good ones. But I may as well click on some of the other ecosystems that they are part of, so you can see all of these different ones they're actually integrated with already. So pretty interesting. Mexi as well. It's got Mexi integrated with that. Polkadot. Yeah, some cool ones, man. Definitely some cool ones. But why am I showing you a high risk play, right? So one of the reasons I think it's high risk as well is because of this little factor down here. Okay, so this factor is Polkadot. All right, so it's on Polkadot. It's built on Polkadot. So they're using Polkadot to be able to scale Bitcoin, right? And you might not think that is a bit like a bad thing, but I've got a couple of reasons why I do think it is a bit risky. But at the same time, love a bit of risk, right? But I'll give you an overlay of what they're actually doing. As in, so look, here is the bit. What is it? What is the actual overlay network, right? So overlay is a modular programmable layer between Bitcoin and the multi-chain ecosystem and unlocks decentralized finance using the case of Bitcoin. All right. So very simply put there, and a couple of things you might want to consider right here is in the white paper. I've kind of like gone into that to give you a real breakdown of what this project is. So a one-to-one representation of Bitcoin Interlay compatible with other networks. Okay, so that's really cool. IBTC is so-called valued asset. BTC is secured by a decentralized network of vaulted operators combined and make a DAO-like over collateralized model. So it's kind of like make a DAO, but for Bitcoin, which is very, very cool and yeah, very different, right? But risky as well. But you might think, why am I saying all this risk stuff? So some of the reasons that I would say it is risky is probably this information here, right? So Polkadot co-founder Gavin Wood steps down from CEO role at blockchain builder. So he stepped down from Polkadot, and this was the guy who was behind Polkadot. So it does leave to question, where is Polkadot, all right, and what is it doing? But in terms of pros and cons, let's not go doom and gloom. I think there's actually some pros, right, and why you might want to check this coin out as well. So where is the article I got up a minute ago with Cardano? Is it this one? Here you go. Okay, so this is very cool. So this is only a month old, right? So Spotlight, Cardano and Polkadot partnership. So they have a partnership, and I'm very bullish on Cardano, by the way. It's the most decentralized chain in crypto, and other than Bitcoin. And then yeah, you've got Cardano and Polkadot do a partnership together. So obviously showing that they're still alive and kicking, and they've got their technology on smash, right? So what is this actual partnership? So from what I understand, because Polkadot is very much a chain-to-chain coin, so it can it's interoperable, right? This is the reason you want to care about this, right? And obviously showing it's not dead at all. So yeah, definitely, I don't think it's dead. And there's a lot of things like to consider. So for example, with Solana, all right, so I know everyone has their own thoughts about Solana, but at one point everyone said Solana was dead. I'm not the biggest fan of Solana, right? But everyone said it was dead, and it was totally gone, right? Polkadot is kind of in that situation right now, right? Everyone just thinks it's died, right? But then it hasn't, obviously, because it's doing partnerships and stuff like that. So you could probably see this come back in the bull run, and when it does, right, then I think you're going to be able to see Interlay do pretty damn good, right? So obviously going back to Interlay, it is obviously on Polkadot, right? Part of the ecosystem. So other things you can have a look at to see if Polkadot has died or not, or things like that, is what's happening at the moment. So if we was to just look at the price of Polkadot right now. So look, Polkadot in the last, what's this, 1 year, okay, so we were at the bottom, and it was $3.64, and then we went up to $9. So we 3x on Polkadot, right? So it's not a dead project, right? It's obviously price-wise, it's doing all right. So not bad. Obviously, there's other chains that have done more, but yeah, still alive and kicking. But obviously, a massive market cap, and ranked at number 11, at 10 billion market cap towards 11. So a lot of money still in this project. And then yeah, some other coins that you might want to benchmark, compare it to, is stuff like Moonbeam, Moon River. You can see that here. All right. So you can see what they've been doing as of recent times, right? So look, Moonbeam, we went from this one right here, what was this, 31 cents round about here, and then we went up to 60 cents. We doubled in price, and that was Moonbeam. This is also basically interoperable, what you could say, allowing scaling. So Moonbeam chain integration, so it's integration with other chains, right? So that's also that. I think one of them is the testnet, right? So, and this one is 230 million market cap, and then obviously it's gone and done a lovely little jump up there, right? So we went to, is this just a market cap? Well, market cap 55 million, and it went up to 287 million. So yeah, quite big, 4 or 5x on that. So the ecosystem isn't dead, as you can see. So I'll definitely say, play that into the narrative of Interlay, because you can see the types of things that other things are doing. And this is a new project, all right? So this has only been out since 2022 in the beginning, right? That hasn't experienced a bull run or anything like that. Whereas Moonbeam, Moon River, they kind of have, all right? So that's kind of something you want to consider. As in, I mean, I don't think they really have, actually, if you think about it. But they're were closer to the bull market top when they released. So this one definitely has. Okay, so Moon River has experienced bull market. But anyway, we can compare it to the likes of, Mint Layer, because Mint Layer, that's exactly what it's trying to do as well. But obviously, this is based on ERC20, so it's a Ethereum token, which is a really good project. If you don't know what it is, I've got a full video on it. You should definitely check it out on my channel. But yeah, a really good project. And yeah, so in that whole narrative, and obviously we've seen stuff like layer 2 scaling solutions, or not even scaling solutions, just layer 2s on Bitcoin with Audi and stuff like that, and they don't actually do that much, right? It's more of like an NFT on Bitcoin, and seeing market caps like this, right? So 1,600,000,000 or 1,700,000,000. Crazy numbers, right? So this narrative is absolutely massive, and obviously scaling Bitcoin in the future is going to be absolutely ridiculously massive, right? So yeah, definitely pay attention to that next narrative. I know we're all into gaming and we're looking at other stuff. Well, we're looking at that mainly, but there's a whole bunch of narratives coming, right? And that's where I'm actually doing at the moment. I'm looking for the next narratives. As much as I love gaming, I do invest in gaming coins as well. I'm looking for what's next, right? Because there's no point staying in the same thing, and then you could make potentially all right gains, but we're looking for the next thing, right? And can you see momentum in that? And I've got a whole bunch of stuff like that on my Patreon, so which I'll obviously show you a bit later. But yeah, some really cool stuff inside of that going on. But we're here to do a little deep dive, right? So Interlay, let's have a little look at you and why should we consider you? All right. So obviously I went through the site with you just now. But what about, for example, the socials? All right. So socials wise, it's okay. All right. We're very early, so it's only 27K following. But in terms of being transparent, you've got the two founders here, so you can see them on here, and then some interactions, not too bad actually, pretty decent. And there was a CoinDesk, but yeah, other than that, it's just okay, right? Social interactions just pretty normal. All right. Nothing to shout home about on that. But in terms of the team and all that, let's go and have a little look at that. So there's two founders, and so here's the first one we can go through. So the co-founder, CEO of Interlay, and I'm pretty sure, well, he's based in the United Kingdom, and in terms of experience, he's got pretty good experience actually. So look, co-founder and CEO, right? And he's been doing that for 4 years. So obviously the project has been worked on for a while, and then he's also currently working as well as another, what's this, BCG? So okay, so an advisor, all right. And then also look, research assistant. He's a researcher. He's been a research intern. He's got a whole bunch of other experience as well. So like you can see this here. So a lot of research stuff, right? Accenture as well as an intern. But I mean, look, it's good to have a researcher, right? I'm a researcher, so yeah, I respect the research game. But that's quite interesting that he's got some in-depth studying background, which is cool. But in terms of the next guy, we've got co-founder and tech Interlay. So he's basically the tech guy, so you could say the CTO. And look, he is this right here. And then yeah, look, Imperial College London, so researcher assistant. So you can see how these guys met and basically created this project from there. You can see, right? And then another researcher guy, right? And he used to work at PwC, which is very good, massive company. It's the big four, all right? And yeah, he's got 6 other experiences as well that you can see. So yeah, pretty good, man. I think their experience is actually pretty decent. So something not to be like, oh, that's just terrible or anything like that. You've got a docs team, so which is pretty good. But also in the beginning, when you're actually looking through the site and all that, you won't find that. You have to look for it. So a lot of people overlook this and think this is not a docs project, but it is. Okay, so yeah, definitely look into that, please. And what else have we got? We've got the partners, which I looked at a second ago. So let's have a little deep dive into that and see what we can find. So that is actually the main partners. But yeah, in terms of them, we looked at them briefly. But next, so obviously a massive company, right, in crypto, blockchain.com, an OG one. I think these stand out. You've got a lot of venture capitalists behind this. So, potentially quite good. I would say, look, the downside of this is obviously the Polkadot side of things, but, don't write things off, as we've seen many other times, right? With, Solana, don't write things off, all right? Even I'm happy to say that as well. I write Solana off all the time, right? But, I shouldn't. And, it's probably better not to, because you have to follow where the money goes, right? A lot of us are here for gains. My thing is just obviously, be careful, all right? Because, there's a lot of rug pulls, a lot of scams in crypto. So I'm trying to keep everyone safe, trying to keep myself safe. So yeah. And then we have got, what else we got on this? We have got a couple other things to look at. So it was based on idea, all right? So Interlay idea, it's a big idea, a massive idea, if anything, right? So one out all things Bitcoin DeFi. How big can you want to get, right, in crypto? This is one of the biggest ideas in crypto, okay? And obviously, in terms of opportunity, going back to the market cap, look, crazy, all right? Absolutely crazy. I think someone asked me in the chat, where can you get it? You can get it on MEXC and you can get it on Kraken, okay? So MEXC is probably, I think that's where, some people might want have got that. So, yeah. And then what else have we got? We have got the website. Okay, so website, in my opinion, it could be way better, right? But this is very early. Hopefully, one of these things I've seen in the past in crypto is when someone does a rebrand, it is very bullish, right? So my thing is, are they going to rebrand at some point or like do something like that? Because I think the website is just pretty basic. So it might make people overlook it, and that might be why it's not on everyone's radar. But yeah, the reading all the white paper or just reading it a bit, it's a very good concept. So yeah, that's idea. Product, remains to be seen. We need to see all that come out. And yeah, so that's a roundabout the main nuts and bolts of that, right? So what can we get for this, right? So in terms of where I think this might be able to go, like, we need to do our targets, all right? So where I'm going to do my bullish target right there, and also a super bullish target. So first of all, we'll go to, a bullish target, and you're going to be absolutely mind blown with this one, all right? So yeah. So one thing I want to point out with this is I'm going to benchmark it against Maker, right? Maker DAO. Let's have a little look why. Okay, so quickly. So 1 second. So in the white paper, what they did say was that it's basically Maker on top of Bitcoin, right? To be able to do all of that fun stuff. Where is it on Coin Market Cap? Why could I not find you? It's a logo only. All right, here you go. So I'll show you the benchmarks. So currently, right, my Maker is at 1.5, well, 1,500,000,000 market cap, which is obviously very big. So that's the opportunity, right? It could be there. And obviously, Maker is based on Ethereum. Bitcoin is bigger than Ethereum. So, work that out. I'm not saying that will happen, but the opportunity is there. And then we had an all-time high before Maker of around about, what's the market cap? It went to 5.35 billion. Okay, so very big, very big. So if we were to put that into calculation terms, I've already done this for you, by the way, so I don't have to go and do all the calculations. So the first one would be 854x. All right, absolutely ridiculous. That's the bullish target right there. Absolutely crazy, right? Obviously not including dilution, so it could be way lower. All right, but still absolutely crazy, right? And that is just where Maker is right now. All right, and Maker is only, where is Maker in terms of on the list of a coin? So Maker is currently at 55. All right, so you're looking for a 55 on market cap in terms of ranking. So you're not going for number one or nothing. All right, but so that's a potential opportunity there. And the next, obviously, you want to go to all-time high. So we're going to switch this to the super bullish target, and we're going to go right. And yeah, there you go. Absolutely ridiculous. So obviously, you saw the thumbnail was 1,000x. This is way, way higher than 1,000x in terms of opportunity. As in, not saying it will do it. It's very, very risky. Okay, very risky. But it's not including dilution as well. So imagine we get dilute by quite a lot. This is still crazy, crazy amount of gains that could be had with this, right? But yes, risk is involved. We're in crypto. It's all about risk, okay? So yeah, in terms of these right here, if I can get them to bloody line up, all right, let's make this like that. There you go. There's your two targets right there. Ridiculously, I know, absolutely ridiculous, but you never know. So yeah. But yeah, what are you guys thinking? Let's have a little look at the comments of what you guys are saying about everything on this. So let's look. So yeah, happy new year again. Yeah, looking forward to the next year. Definitely can't wait, and hope all of you guys will be around. So very, very cool. And yeah, so someone said, yeah, very smart team. Yeah, they look like a pretty good team, I think, as well. I mean, yeah, they obviously could have other experience, like maybe like founding experience before, experience a bit more in crypto, for example. But overall, I think they are looking pretty good. They've got university degrees, and obviously they work for universities and research. In university, everything's about research, right? So they're showing that they can do that, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, but in terms of some of your questions about other coins, let's see what some other people saying. Sorbit Interlay, where can I buy it? So yeah, Mexi. Oh, you found it out. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can get it on Mexi, and yeah, so cool. So let's have a look at some other stuff you guys are saying. So hey man, happy new year to you. Thank you, you too. Looking at shrapnel as potential buyer. What's your views? Obviously not financial advice. Yeah, of course, not financial advice. I think yes. I think shrapnel is a very good project, and yeah, this is one that I think I would DCA into and keep DCAing into it, because in terms of the quality of gaming crypto, it's definitely up there, right? Like it's high quality. So when you're doing the long-term investing and all that stuff, not financial advice, you want to think about long-term, right? And shrapnel is a long-term play, in my opinion. So yeah, definitely, I would be rooting for that one. So yeah, hope that answers your question, Rob. So we got here, not done a great deal in 3 months. Yeah, maybe, man. As in, like, it's early. It's early, right? So it's kind of just level pegged. And also, the narrative of Bitcoin scaling is pretty damn new. I don't think it's even like really picked up yet, right? So we had obviously the Audi, that type of thing, and then now there's other ones coming out. It's a bit like Mint Layer. Mint Layer is only 4x or 3x since it came out, right? So this is very early. It's a very early narrative. It's obviously high risk. Okay, so not financial advice or anything, but yeah, something to think about. Hi, what do you think of grape coin? Well, we can check it out. So let's have a little look and get to the screen. I have no idea. I've not heard of it this time. So let's look. Grape coin. Is that it? Grape coin? I think it might be that. All right. 60 million market cap. Okay, that's well, mid cap, right? Not bad. If the project's great, then it doesn't matter, right? But okay, not too bad. Obviously, nothing's pumped off of it at this current moment, but that's fine. I don't care if something's going crazy and pumping. You don't want to be getting in at that point necessarily. It's better to get lower, isn't it? So, yeah. And in terms of, let's have a look at the website. Just have a look. It's on BNB as well. Get some grape. Okay. Get some awesome grape NFTs, grape coin, bunchies, grape adventures. Okay, so there's a gambling, I think it's just from the games and stuff. Let's have a look. Pre-sale ended. Okay, so Animoca, interesting. Okay, what's going on with Animoca? So they're just giving you to the website, but are they actually partnered with them? That's what I would like to see, if they are actually partnered with Animoca brand, because I can see it there, our buddies. So maybe if it is, that's pretty good. Okay, but we would need to see a bit more. It's not really giving you much information, is it, at the bottom? Yeah, Grape X Roblox. Let's have a look. So you got lots of different gaming coins. So it's on Roblox, maybe. What's this? Different games. 1K downloads. Okay, so it's basically like a game studio, right? So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, pretty interesting. It's not too bad. But I would say look into it. You need to find a team, all right, and obviously look into the whole Animoca brand side, because I think that would be where you want to. Meet the founders. Let's have a look. Okay, so these are the guys. Who wants to be a millionaire? Final Fantasy. Got some good background. Let's have a look. But who are you? I want to click on you. I want to be able to see your LinkedIn profile, because I want to look and investigate you. So I don't know. What's their names even? All right. Okay, Ben. So here's some stuff. I think this is one to put on the list to review, honestly. It doesn't look bad, actually. So yeah, good little shout, man. Good little shout. So let's move on to someone else's project as well. So but what do you see the gains of Creo? Okay, I reviewed this a while ago. I've seen this like a long time ago, but it depends, right? Because it's more capital in the Asian market. I think in terms of the actual products, it's just mediocre, as in so I don't see it going to like likes of GFAL and all that stuff. I think that that's higher quality of project, but it still has legs, right? So yeah, I don't know. I couldn't answer exactly where I think that's going to go, but I think it potentially could be like heights of the bull run, maybe 30 to 40x around that. but don't quote me on that, right? But yeah, I'm not like crazy bullish on it. So there's a lot of gaming coins I just think are mid, right? And obviously I can decipher all these. I've got probably like towards 40 different gaming gens inside of my cheat sheet, and I rank them from and scores. So I'll know which ones are higher and which ones are lower. And just from telling you on the top of my head, Creo isn't that high in there, okay? And there's a lot of crazy good ones, all right? So yeah. So there you go. How does this compare to Space and Mint Layer? Well, personally, I think Mint Layer is a bit better, right? I'll have a bit more confidence because of the team behind Mint Layer. It's just next level, right? The advisors are next level, and investors are big. Like Mint Layer is very, very good, right? And yeah, the tech behind Mint Layer is very good too. So on Ethereum too, and it's going to be switching to be its own Bitcoin chain. So there's a lot more going for that. But then obviously, if you're going to have a younger brother, then you could say that Interlay, never know, could be there. It's a higher risk play, I'd say, Interlay than Mint Layer. But yeah, Space, I have to check that out. Let's check out Space real quick, and I can let you know a little bit. Space. Is it Microvision chain? I think it might be because it's just the name, right? 41 million. So this is the thing, right? If we're going to compare them, right? So Mint Layer is like 27 million right now. This one's 41 million. So Mint Layer is 1.7 million. It's a micro cap. It's tiny little degen, right? So that's what I mean. Even if you was to get, you could get like easy 30x right now if it was just even to go to this right now, right? And this isn't even like a full-on trending bull market in terms of what's happening, right? So, potential there. And in terms of this, let's have a little look at the website. So Microvision chain. Okay, my internet's a little slow, so hopefully it will load. At the moment, I'm just getting space. So yeah, okay, it's loaded now. It's loaded. All right, MVC, the blockchain of web, Bitcoin plus smart contracts plus decentralized ID and scalability. Sounds cool, man. Here you go. Okay, layer one decentralized identity, smart contracts of you. Okay, this is cool. Okay, another thing I want to point out actually is UTXO model right here. So if you haven't seen some of my videos recently, it talks about BRC20s, right, and how BRC20s are going to be replaced by a UTXO model because it blocks up Bitcoin's network if it doesn't have it. So this is quite a good play, man. As in yeah, and it's the same as Mint Layer. And Interlay, it doesn't talk about that at all, right? So, and it's not actually based necessarily on Bitcoin. It's based on Polkadot. All right. So yeah, something to think about, and it's just a different way of approaching it. But yeah, this is really cool. So having a UTXO model, smart contracts, very, very good. So obviously I haven't deep dived into this or anything like that, but I'll put this on my list and hopefully do a full review on it very soon. So thanks very much for sharing that, mate. Okay, what else we got? Yeah, Bitcoin smart contracts going to be good play in a year or two. I agree. I think this is it, man. We're early to this narrative, and obviously a lot of people, they're going to be focusing on gaming, for example. And obviously I love gaming, but this could be a very, very big narrative that people haven't really tapped into yet, right? So even, for example, if I'm doing my buy alerts on certain things, right, on my Patreon, like you might not understand why I'm buying them, but I'm just looking forward in the future, right? Even if it goes down a little bit, it's fine with me, right? You can even DCA at that point. But my thing is, you're investing in the potential future of something, not where it is right now. So you have to look through all of that hype, and obviously everyone talking about, oh my God, this could be that. And just look at the potential fundamentals of this project, right? And not just this one, all the ones you look at, all right? So that'll be my non-financial advice to you guys. Yeah. Yeah, good. Get in early. Exactly, man. So you got to get in early to these things, yeah. And then yeah, BTC narrative will explode. I agree, it will. And like another thing, why I've got my screen up, I can show you, right? Is a lot of stuff what has been happening and been said about Bitcoin scaling, right? So, for example, is it BlackRock? I was talking about, well, we all know about the ETF, for example, yeah. So Bitcoin ETF. So obviously that coming in is just ridiculously bullish, right? And you can see all of these right here. Like I was even on Google, right? So issues exchange funded Bitcoin, right? So all of these are going to be obviously ETF approved very soon. We're going to find out hopefully in the end of the beginning of Jan. if a lot of these things are going to be approved. And then that means that there's going to be a lot of money coming into Bitcoin. It's going to be slow. We're going to need scaling solutions. So, where is all this going to happen? And I think stuff like Interlay, it is potentially got that they're going for it, right? Even if it's not the best 100% solution, it's going for it. There's, Ethereum, for example, isn't the best solution for what it's actually trying to do. There's a lot of better solutions out there, but it's number one, for example. I've seen many of great solutions that have solved loads of things before, and they don't get narrative or they don't get hype, even though they've got great tech. So, these are things you just want to weigh into your equation. It's a lot of this is based on narrative, right? So, yeah, definitely something to think about. Let's have a look what you got here. So you've got Z. So what about AGI? Let's check it out, man, and see what it's all about. So I hope I can find it because it sounds like a ticker what people might have. Dilithium. I think we looked at this the other day, right? So 26 market cap, 26 million, not too bad. So yeah, fairly new coin. That's good. All right. I think this is AI or something. I can't remember. Let's have a look. Yeah, AI is, yeah. So we did look at this the other day, I think. So me and Cypriel looked at this, and I have to look into it, all right? Because it says learn more about it. So we thought the team wasn't doxed. I'm not sure about that, but I remember seeing a comment, someone saying they were. So I need to look into it. But it just shows the Twitter accounts when I'm clicking on them. And obviously, Twitter, you can buy these ticks now, by the way. So, I don't know if you can say they're doxed when they have a Twitter account. So yeah, I wouldn't say that is necessarily doxed. So Dilithium at this current moment, right, I would say isn't a doxed team. So just be careful with it, all right? But it could be good. AI powered open world framework. Yeah, I would just say look into it. If you can find a team, then I'll be a bit more bullish on it, but also look at their experience and see if they actually have a good team. But yeah, related to AI. So yeah, AI also could be a big narrative as well. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of coins inside of AI, right? And my advice to you as well would be to look into all of them, look at the fundamentals, and obviously rate it that way. But if you can't be bothered to do that, join the Patreon because I got all that covered. I actually have a section just on AI, and I've got all of them ranked. And obviously, anytime there's new ones such as this, we can put them in, rank them against each other, and you'll find out what has the more fundamental plays around it. Just remember, you need to be in these coins for around about 2 years for the bull market. So you need to have good fundamentals. You can't go off hype just because someone's talking about something. But yeah, yeah. Do you know what? Seeing as two of you guys now, so G Money's talking about this. Let's go on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, yeah, and then we can actually just see if Dilithium is on there and see if they have a good team. So why not? Let's check them out. All right. So we'll go to Dilithium. Okay. Yeah, they do have a team. All right. So they have a LinkedIn page. Let's have a look. Let this load. Internet's crap on my side right now. Weather's rubbish in England. That's probably the reason. So yeah. Okay, we're looking for the people. All right. Let's load. Okay, so we've got marketing manager, head of labs, venture capitalist, founder. Okay, so founder. We're gonna click on her because I only care about founders, right? I don't care about random people. All right, that's not what I'm interested in. We want founders. All right, so here you go, co-founder, CTO. Cool. We'll take him open. Who else we got? They got a fairly big team. All right, so it means they have hiring. Actually, no. Didn't load. But anyway, let's look at these two people because these are going to be the movers and the shakers. All right. So venture capitalist, founder, investor. She's doing a lot. Animoca Brands. Okay. So she's part of that stuff. And then we've got, she was an investor. Okay. And Shrapnel as well. So she's an investor. She's a good investor, all right? Because she's got, Yugo Labs. So Yugo Labs is the Ball 8 Yacht Club, so you can read. And you've got Shrapnel. So that's obviously ridiculously bullish. And Animoca Brands, in my opinion, very bullish. So a lot of stuff they're doing is great. My only thing would be is where is this actual side of this, right? So Dilithium, you need to see Dilithium on here if we can find it. Is she stated what she's invested in Dilithium? I can't see it. Okay, so I wouldn't say that 100% this is doxed, all right, as an investor. Okay, but also investors. It's not necessarily your team, is it? Right. So Yeah, and then we've got the co-founder of AI blockchain. So that, I assume this is it, right? So yeah, here you go, co-founder of Delicium. So this is good. We've got a guy, and he's also co-founder and CTO of something called Racked AI. Okay, he's been there for 4 years, and that is something different. Y Combinator. Okay, so I don't think they're the same. All right, but world's first AAA blockchain game. Delicium's a game, is it? Okay. Maybe let me know if I'm just tripping. I didn't think it was a game. It just seems like a different solution. Maybe I'm tripping. Let's go back on the site. I need to look into this, right? So, okay, Delicium doesn't seem like a game, man. This doesn't seem like a game. I'm a bit confused, guys. I'm a bit confused about this one. I mean, you know, it sounds a bit strange that obviously they're saying it's a game. He's saying it's a game in here, all right? But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just reading things wrong. But for me, I think that's a bit confusing because it doesn't look like a game on the site, and he's saying it's a game on here. So I don't know. But yeah. Okay. So it says it's an ecosystem which has a game. Okay. So I'm going to try and look at the game then, if that is true. Okay. So we've got create your own AI twins. There's some AI. First part. Okay. And this is Lucy. Bridge, marketplace, community, lottery. Is it this? Lottery? No. Okay. Let me know what the game is called. All right. Because then we can look at it. Because obviously, if it's a gaming site, right, you need to lead with that. Because obviously, games are what people can invest in, right? So, yeah, definitely look at that. Okay. So, what else we got from you guys? It's what do you think about Denison? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're showing you now, mate. You're showing you now. But yeah, cool. Do you think Aurex, which seems like a SaaS platform for DeFi traders, is strong narrative for 50 to 100x? Yeah, I actually reviewed Aurex a while ago, man. I think, look, overall, Aurex is quite interesting. I'm just trying to remember what Aurex is. Is it Urus the coin? I think Aurex is Urus the coin. Wait a sec. Urus. Yeah, Aurex. Okay, so just so everyone else knows what we're talking about. So currently, look, 5 million market cap. And yeah, it is obviously had a big pump before, been through a cycle before, though, just so you know. And obviously, you might want to consider that. What's happening? Some people don't like that. All right, I'm not one of the people. I don't mind if something's gone through a cycle before, but you've got to be aware that it comes with a bigger risk because you might not make as much gains. Also, there might be rug pulls on it. You just need to evaluate: have they been building in the bear market? And that's what you want to look at. I have a full review on Aurex. If you go on my channel, write in Aurex, you can find it. And this is probably about a year old though. But yeah, I think the product looks really good. All right. So in terms of a product, it's basically like a Google Chrome plugin, which you can attach to Google Chrome and you can do trading straight from that. So, that's pretty cool. But I would say look into it more. I need to look into it more because it's been a long time. There might have been stuff, but I'm not the most bullish on it right now because it's all about narrative, right? And we need to see a narrative for this come in. So, yeah, cool. All right. What is this one? Okay. Could you check out Dovey? Dovey. Okay. I haven't heard of that. Let me look. Let's look. We're on this channel, so why not? Dovey. Dovey. Okay. Is it ordinals? Dovey? I think it might be. 12 million market cap. If it's ordinals, then I'm assuming there's not going to be much. It's going to be NFTs, I assume. All right. Sorry about my slow internet. But if it is an NFT, right, different Bitcoin layer 2. Okay. Dovey, a community-driven Bitcoin layer 2. Okay. Multi-asset support, smart contracts and DeFi, scaling. That's pretty good. Okay, roadmap. So my only criticism of this, right, would be that basically BRC20s can't scale right now. Okay, that's the only thing you want to be concerned about, right? So if I quickly show you some information, maybe you've seen it before, maybe you haven't, but I'll quickly show you why it's a concern. All right, so BRC20, and then we'll put in replacement runes. Okay, so there's a reason what's going on. So look, BRC20 replacement. So Runes is a fundamental token protocol designed to be an alternative existing protocols such as BRC20, Taproot Asset, RGB Counterparty, and Omniclear Layer. Unlike these protocols, Runes utilize UTXOs, right? So this is why one of the other guys, when he showed me one of the coins, I was saying it's good, to track, balance, provide more efficient and user-friendly experiences. So if you don't know why this is important, so the actual founder of BRC20 tokens, which is Casey, I think Casey, let's have a look, it might come up. Casey, if I put it in, yeah, here you go. So Casey, right here, is this gonna come up? Go away. Okay, so Casey Broademont returns announcement Runes protocol compete with BRC20. So the creator has superseded his own technology, right? And the reason he's doing that is because he's realized that you can't scale BRC20. Okay, so when we're talking about front running, right, and getting ahead of things, so this is it. So while everyone else is getting hyped about BRC20, let them do it, right? Let everything pop off. But then you want to be looking for what isn't popped off, which is potentially on Runes, and which would scale eventually, because BRC20 is going to die, right? It's going to be superseded. It might not, because people, you know what crypto is like, people just adopt it. Ethereum Classic is still around, right? So, you know, you've got to think about that. But yeah, BRC20, I would say, is, in my opinion, going to be a dying thing, but it's going to be replaced for Bitcoin scaling solutions, which could be Runes and all that. I don't know if you can hear my background, got rain galore. Just remember in the UK, so, you know, rain is just ridiculous. All right. So, yeah. But cool. I hope you answered the question with that. And yeah, I don't think it's a bad project what you showed with Dovey, but just want you to be aware of that, okay, before going too hard on something like that. But yeah, ICP. Okay, ICP. New Year fireworks came early. Yeah. So I'm not really into ICP. I mean, it sounds like some interesting tech, but it was just very centralized, right? And obviously the way it came out was just a ridiculously high market cap, and it was just, yeah, dumped by all the founders. So, you know, it's a bit like one of them Solana plays, right? Where, you know, a very centralized play, but everyone talks about it when it pumps, but then just before that, everyone was basically shitting on it, right? So yeah, just think about that, right? Don't just jump on the hype. But I think you never know. ICP, anything built on ICP might have a narrative. So yeah, pay attention to it, I'd say. So yeah, Fire Hustle channel did a comprehensive overview on Dilithium recently. It's good. Okay, I'll check it out. Never heard of Fire Hustle, but yeah, I'll probably have a look at that because I'm actually curious. I want to see this game, all right? So I can't see any game on it or anything. So yeah. Okay, so we've got some more questions from you guys. So all DeFi just rugged bio is a shambles, missing roadmap, and now a sell-off. Undocs teams are scams. Only Satoshi has that right. I totally agree, mate. I totally agree. I mean, this is the thing. I don't know about what channels you guys are watching. Like, it's up to you guys what you want to watch. We are in crypto. It's a high risk environment. And yeah, Magic, internet money, I think you've said it right. Personally, like, I'm only looking at docs teams. Just remember, if this is a long-term play, right? You need to think about what is investment. This is not financial advice, by the way, what I'm going to say to you. But when you're looking at anything, you're looking at future returns, right? So when we talk about the future, how far is your future? The bull market, when it really comes in, it's going to be like what, towards 2 years. We were talking about end of 2025, maybe even 2026, right? And even if, you know, we get big money coming in 2024, that's cool too, but, you know, there's a lot more to come. So you need to have a lot of confidence staying in these projects, knowing that they're going to do it. You have to have good experience. Like, you know, the partner is also important. There's loads of factors to consider, but teams is very important, right? So I've seen this many a time, probably weekly. There's rug pulls all the time, and everyone's like, "Oh, this project's great because it looks really, really good because of a website or something, or, you know, the user case or something like that." But that's all it has, right? So totally agree with you, Magic Internet Money. Like, you know, gotta be very careful out here. And if you don't have a team, then yeah, be very careful. And Bitcoin is the only coin you could actually say that about. So yeah, love your comment, mate. Love it. So you got, can you check Cradle of Sins? I have checked this out already, actually, and it's on my cheat sheet very soon. It's on my list, but I've actually kind of reviewed it already, but it's not on the screen yet or for everyone in the Patreon. But yeah, it's not too bad, not too bad. Yeah. So yeah, have you seen Carrot Alaska Gold Rush? I have seen it and I've reviewed it, and it's in my cheat sheet. So yeah, definitely a cool project as well. So yeah, you're shooting in the right area. I think it's not a bad project to hold. Cool. Would you invest in tech right now? And what price do you expect, or go for other Bitcoin plays? example, mint layer. TET, okay, so TET is tenet, I think, right? Let me quickly check. I've done a deep dive on this before. Let me quickly see if it's the same point. No, sorry, Tectum. That's what am I talking about? Yeah, Tectum is a pretty good project, right? I've done a full review on that as well. As in, it's okay. So Tectum, and you're talking about mint layer, it's similar as well. So they've got similar use cases in terms of scaling Bitcoin. So yeah, it's not a bad play. Tectum isn't a bad play. It's still under 100 million market cap. Well, it just changed as I can see. But yeah, it's pretty decent. Let me quickly show you what I'm looking at so you can see. One sec. So yeah, Tectum. It's got a lot going for it. It's got patents, which is great because one of my concerns originally on this project was like, okay, so if Apple Pay come out with like Apple Pay, and then they just put like a soft note on that, and then it will be like, okay, they copied the idea, right? And then Tectum's idea of soft notes is kind of gone, right? But they've got patents, which is great. Okay, so because of that, I would be more bullish on it. Okay, and then even if they get Apple do that, then there's going to be some lawsuit going on or whatever, and that might be potentially bullish as well. But this is crypto. So yeah, I think it's a good project. Would I buy it right now? I don't know if I'd buy it right now because obviously the market cap's quite high, but at the same time, it's a quality project. So you have to decide that for yourself. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, but you'll be taking a bit more of a risk because it's potentially higher right now. So let's look at the chart if this ever lets me load it. Okay, yeah, look, so we've obviously had a massive spike right now. And then, yeah, you could obviously wait for some more consolidation. So you never know. I would get a Fibonacci if I was you. Get a Fibonacci out on here, go get a trading view or something like that. Put it up to here, the top, and see where the golden pocket is. And if it hits golden pocket, that's your answer right there. You can look for the golden pocket. That's what I would say. So yeah. So more questions from you guys. So you got, thanks. Could you also give me your opinions about on ABT? ABT, let's have a look. Have I looked at ABT? God, my trading view is so slow right now. 1 second. Okay, cool. ABT. Arc block. Not heard of it actually. So yeah, I can have a little look real quick. So we'll see. But because my internet is so slow, I'm going to see if I can load the site. And if I can't, it just is what it is. But I can always check that out later. But let's see if it loads. Okay, embrace change for Web3 world, introducing all new Arc block platform, empowering blockchain, Web3 and AI. Okay, so pretty cool. Broad. Look for old website. Looking for old website. Okay, so it's like a old website. It's a new one. What's new? Stay up to date. Latest Arc ecosystem. You can see like how slow my bloody computer is right now. Okay, so hard to say, man. Hard to say what Arc block is. The future of blockchain and dApp development is here. Let's go to the old site. Just see. Okay. Why did they do an old site? Why did a new one? I've gone down a bit now. The future of blockchain and dApp development is here. Decentralized apps are for everyone. So dApps. But what they built on. Okay. Let's go back. I want to just see what they're built on. Okay. So it's Ethereum. So they're building Ethereum. So it's a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum. I mean, it looks all right. Okay. But I would say, look, layer 2 scaling for Ethereum, Polygon, right? You kind of got all this stuff already. And then like dApps are building on Polygon. You got loads of dApps built in other things now, which I showed you on a dot. We've got obviously things on Cardano. We've got Solana. We've got loads of them. So, it could be potential in it because it's a low cap, as in, but is it revolutionary? I don't know, right? But not to say that this narrative won't pick up. Looks like it's actually doing. Oh, it's old though. Okay, so Arc actually old. Personally, this is my opinion. I wouldn't touch it. All right, just because it's old. All right, and it hasn't really shown itself throughout that time. Unless there's like some really good news that have come out and they built something really amazing, then yeah. But at the moment, look, you can see how old this is, and it hasn't really had any uptake. Even all the cycles went prior, right? So yeah, it's risky. It's risky, but you might like a bit of risk, so fair enough, man. So yeah, okay. What else we got? Do you think Nexa can take some of Casper's market share? Nexa. I feel like I've heard of this. Let me have a look. Is it a block tag? Okay, 1 second. Oh, why have I seen? I feel like I've seen this, but I didn't really pay attention to it or something. Let me have a look. Slow ass computer, man. All right. All okay. So it's had a little run up, starting to cool off. Okay, and it is new. It's a new coin. It's a 19 million market cap. That's pretty cool. Got a ridiculous amount of denominations in terms of the it's like 0.00000. But yeah. Next, digital economy with capacity for all. I'm not going to play the video because my internet's slow. Native tokens. Who's building on it? Upgrade by Bitcoin Unlimited. A 7-year organization team. Crypto OGs. 7 years building. Okay. Backbone of Bitcoin and then Bitcoin Cash. So is this a scaling solution for Bitcoin? Bitcoin Unlimited has now been. If it is, that's pretty cool. All right. But need to look at more into this. My advice to you on this one, right, would be to look to see if it has a UTXO model and if they are building on UTXO models. If they are, that's good, and you should definitely potentially look at it. If it doesn't, then it's risky. It's literally as risky as Interlay, which I showed you in the beginning of the video. So, but then if you're going to play that hand and that approach, then 1.7 million market cap, all right? And you got like team and all that. So I would just say that I wouldn't compare it to Casper personally. Casper is a block tag, and this isn't a block tag from what I can see. So it's just different narratives. But yeah. Okay, so ICP is a Bitcoin and Ethereum layer 2. Is it? Okay. Okay, I didn't know that. Really? Okay, I need to look at that. ICP is a Bitcoin and layer. Is it scaling Bitcoin? I would like to see. I need to look into that. All right. I wasn't aware of that. I thought it was quite a centralized thing. Basically, there's a whole debate about this, right? Is centralized good in crypto? Me personally, I think it's terrible. All right. Being centralized in crypto, it can cause many people to lose a lot of money because there's places where people can hack. And obviously, the blockchain, the whole point of security is being decentralized. And that is the whole power of crypto. That is the reason crypto exists. And having centralized things inside of crypto for me is just ridiculous. I understand that people want to make money, and that's cool. Make your money, man. But long term, I just don't rate it, man. And obviously, I'm a UX designer by trade, such researcher, and I care about product. And I just think if you're looking at technology right now, being something's centralized inside of crypto isn't good, right? What is the actual point of that? Okay, I get that we want to make money and loads of people degens and all that, but long-term thinking, what is the aim of crypto, right? The aim is to literally be able to have decentralized solutions. That is the power of crypto, right? If that's not there, then what is crypto? It can literally go to zero. All of it will go to zero if it's not, okay? Because we already have those solutions, right? We want scaling for payments. PayPal, all right, it already exists, okay, but that's not decentralized, right? So long-term thinking decentralizes everything. If you're only looking at centralized solutions, then I think you're looking in the wrong place, because that's not the real value. You're only looking at money, right? So for example, Solana, I know everyone loves Solana, and there's some good projects built on Solana, but Solana's tech is centralized. So as much as people think that's great, it's not. All right, that's not. Literally, you can compare Solana with PayPal, right? Because that's more linked then, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, up to you guys, right? And you said you rock. Thank you, man. I appreciate you rock as well, and happy New Year to you. And then we've got, when will the video of Elder be out? Yeah, good point, man. So I actually done a review on Elder, and yeah, maybe next video might be Elder, as in I have to see all about that. But yeah, I have done a deep dive on this already, so very soon I will do that. And thanks for a great suggestion, John. And yeah, but so just before I go and all that, I think it's time to talk to you about the cheat sheet. All right. So if you guys don't know how I approach my reviews on coins and how I find gems, I use the Moneyball strategy. Okay, so that is basically scoring different coins from in many different elements. So I'll quickly show you how I do that real quick. So where are we? So we got zoom out here quick so I can show you. So this is all the how I score. So I score all these different projects like these different elements. So team advisors, partners, idea, website, product, socials, and coin utility. And this is all part of my Patreon, by the way. So I have a massive cheat sheet. It's got over 110 coins in it now. Quickly show you that real quick. Where is that? Gone so far. Okay, we're gonna have to let this load. But yeah, so for example, there's, oh my God, here you go. So here's loads of the coins I've reviewed. Okay, so you can see there's people in here right now, got a good community. And these are been scored with the elements I showed you before. And you literally can see the good from the bad in many different categories, right? So for example, down here at the bottom, if I to show you there, so you've got look, AI, gaming, NFTs, metaverse, ETH killers, Bitcoin killers, real world assets, music, social media, supply chain, infrastructure, entertainment, DeSci, insurance, DeFi, layer ones. And yeah, so lots of different narratives inside of this. And you could actually get a whole bunch of stuff. So you can see the rules to how I judge each category, and there's a to be reviewed list. So there's a whole bunch of coins in here. It's like about 60 coins. And this is where they will be if they've got a lot of good potential. I'm going to write notes to what they are so you can get into them even before I get into them. But then you won't have the full scoring for them, and that will come later, right? But yeah, lots of cool stuff that is in here. And if you want to get that, you should definitely check out the Patreon. So Patreon is really, really good. I'm having a great time in Patreon right now because Discord is really good. So, all right, this is all the stuff you get for it. So you go business class, you get the Moneyball cheat sheet, and this is how I review all my coins. And then, yeah, full strategy breakdown, the stuff I was showing you. You also get my buy signal. So when I buy, you will know, and I'll let you know that I bought something. And, it will also be scored as well. And then you can track my portfolio. So you can see how I've allocated my portfolio. I've got a whole bunch of different coins, and you can see which ones I'm more bullish on than others. And then, yeah. And the main thing I would say, which is a lot of value, is the VIP Discord. So VIP Discord is really good right now. We've got some really good people in there doing some amazing things. Like, we're all learning from each other. And yeah, definitely recommend it. Some great suggestions in there. So, you'll be ahead of the game by getting into business class tier. And yeah, I definitely recommend it. I'm enjoying it. I'm sure everyone else who's in it is enjoying it. Yeah, so definitely check that out if you ever get a time. And yeah, and why you might want to consider this over other people's is, they don't have a cheat sheet, mate, right? This thing right here is a year's worth of research, right? And you can easily find out what's good. I've got top 10s in all these different tiers. So literally, you can find things under 5 million market cap. There's a top 10 and from scores, right? From so that's really powerful. You've also got it from 5 to 30 million market cap. So the opportunities inside of that, and then you've obviously got it 30 upwards as well, 30 million market cap. So you've got opportunities all around, and yeah, very easy to find opportunities in that. I'm a UX designer by trade, so I've designed this in a way so you can easily find it, cuts out all the rubbish. I do all the hard research, so you don't have to. So yeah, definitely check it out if you get time. And then if you actually don't know how this all came about, like, do you even know what Moneyball is? As in, for example, so I'll quickly show you what Moneyball is, the movie. I've done a little edit, right? So hopefully you can see where it comes from. So check this out real quick.
So this is Billy Bean. He faces a hard challenge because he's trying to grow a baseball team and he doesn't have a lot of money.
There are rich teams and there are poor teams. Then there's 50 feet of crap.
So then his general manager sets him a really hard challenge.
Find players with the money that we do have.
So this being a hard task because how are you supposed to get really good players on a limited budget? Then he meets a guy who changes the whole way of thinking about acquiring players.
Who are you?
I'm Peter Brand.
Peter then shows Billy, Brad Pitt, his secret strategy that can find undervalued players but for a great price.
I believe there's a championship team that we could afford because everyone else undervalues them.
He uses a data-driven approach to pick the diamonds in the rough.
Card counters at the blackjack table. We're going to turn the odds on the casino.
And change the odds he does because he changes history and wins 20 games in a row.
It defies everything we know about baseball.
So there you go. That's Moneyball. And yeah, this strategy has been used in another bull run, the previous bull run, by a guy called Ian Bellina, and he turned 20,000 into 5 million by doing this exact strategy. So that is what the hell I'm doing, man. I've been in crypto since 2016, trying to use the similar strategies I've seen people do very well in. I've done pretty well, been here for a long time. And yeah, I'm using what I know as formulas to be able to succeed, right? So I'm just giving you that, and sharing is caring, right? So if you join the Patreon, that is what it is. And also, just to let you guys know, I recently did a buy alert, okay, on a particular coin. So this is what I buy alert for 3 days ago. And yeah, so if you actually want to check out what I bought, then join the Patreon. And this one's really cool because it's under 2 million market cap, and it's in the gaming narrative. So yeah, if you're into gaming coins and you want to get in quite early to something, this is 2 million market cap. It's actually lower at the moment. So yeah, definitely check it out if you can. And if you want that, the link is in the description for the Patreon. Okay, so you can have a scan that QR code below me, or just check out that in the link in the description, and you won't be sorry. I guarantee you that. So yeah, cool. What else have we got? Let's see what some of you guys are saying. So someone said, okay, so Mora Games, talking about Mora Games. Okay, so yeah, I've done a review on Mora. I mean, it's okay, all right, and obviously experience just okay and all that. So I'd also be a little bit careful with Mora. There's a couple of red flags with Mora, so just be careful with it, man. I mean, some bits or elements look cool in it, so yeah. Okay, so we got Happy New Year from the Mafia Brothers. Cool, man. Happy New Year. But yeah, what else have we got for you guys today? So my other thing would be just probably shout out the channel a little bit. So quickly show you what's happened recently is this is my channel, and yeah, I got to 3,000 subscribers, man. So yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you for all of you who have joined the channel, and I hope you're getting value out of everything I'm showing you and all the research I'm doing for you. So yeah, I'm really, really happy I managed to do this. So I set out my mission originally on my channel to get to 1,000 subscribers and to be monetized, right? And I started this channel literally this time last year, right? So it's only been a year, and I managed to 3x that. So I'm very, very happy with that. I know there's way bigger channels than me, and that's fine, right? But then everyone's growth is different and personal, so you have to look at your own growth. And my suggestion to you guys, obviously, it's New Year, all right? If you want to do something in the new year, and you want to set a goal to do it, I would suggest write that down, put it in a place that you can see, and then have like a New Year's resolution list, that type of thing. And yeah, you will achieve it, right? As in, even if it's not 100% achieve what you wanted, at least you've started, and at least you'll be on your way to doing what you wanted, right? And I just recommend that in life. Like, obviously, this is YouTube. I have a life before YouTube. It's worked with me, for me, with many different things. So yeah, definitely advise any of you guys to do that if you want to achieve anything you're trying to do. And there's this whole thing. I don't know if you know Jim Carrey. He wrote like a check to himself, like 13 million, and then it was like dated for like 10 years in the future or something like that. And then literally he was able to cash that in 10 years at the time, right? So I think, look, power of what is it? The power of something, right? Power of putting something out in the world, right? That's what I would say. It does work. And yeah, just put yourself in that place. And yeah, obviously I'm a small little YouTuber, but that's fine. I'm cool with that. I'm happy with having a community with you guys and just getting us all to the top. So that's the mission on this channel. And if I've helped any of you, and obviously, yeah, it's really good. So yeah, if you're new, then you know what to do. Press that subscribe button right there, because that'll be really, really helpful. Maybe, you never know, could grow the channel even bigger. And yeah, if you like the video, then obviously give it a lovely little like. And yeah, leave comments down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking, any other projects maybe I'm missing out on. And I hope you like the coin I showed you. Obviously a little bit risky, Interlay, but still has some potential, right? So there you go. But yeah, if I don't see you guys, I'm going to get out of here, and I hope you have a great new year. Actually, do you know what? Before I go, I'm going to show you a lovely thing to celebrate with you guys. All right. And that's this. All right. Happy New Year. Okay. So yeah, I hope all of you guys have a lovely new year. Enjoy it. And maybe it's New Year right now for some of you. Maybe it's just the beginning of the day. But enjoy your time. Next year is going to be a great year for us. And yeah, I hope to see all of you guys around. All right. If I don't see you though, yep, you heard it. I will see you at the top. Bam.